veins. I've been driving this train, years in this lane. There's no stopping this flame, 'cause I came.
Hey, beautiful people. What's up? And thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you. All right. I have a question. Just starting out. Am I the only one in the world who don't believe that they've sent a man to the moon? Comment down below if you do or do not believe that they took a man to the moon, that a man actually went up to the moon. I think I'm probably the only one in the world, y'all. But let's go ahead and get into these questions. What are these questions going to be about today, y'all? Come on, stay with me. Don't go nowhere. At least put the audio on. It's going to be those type questions, y'all. Okay? Check this out. These are some things that I never thought that I would actually see during my lifetime. And it's not necessarily in any type of chronological order. But I want you all to comment. Make sure you comment down below if you can relate or your experiences, period. Okay? These are things that I never thought that I would be a witness to in my lifetime. All right. Coming in at number 1, y'all. I never thought that I would see black folks picking anything after the turmoil that our ancestors went through. When I say picking anything, I mean picking strawberries, picking cotton, picking tobacco, picking anything that has to do with the fields. If it's not their own garden. And let me tell you the reason I say that. I want to tell you a little short story on that. My mother, she sent me out of nowhere for the summer. She put me on a plane and sent me to Greenville, Mississippi when I was 13 years old to go and just stay with some relatives for the summer who I really wasn't real familiar with, but I got familiar with them over the summer. Sent me there, but also I had my other cousins who had moved from Gary and had moved to Mississippi for a little while and then moved back up to Gary. But anyway, check this out, y'all. I go over and spend the night over my cousin's house, and so they say, hey, you want to make some money? I'm a hustler. Yeah, even at 13. Yeah. What's up? What I got to do? What's up? Well, we go and we pick strawberries. We go and pick strawberries for a few hours or something like that. And I think they got paid. It was less than $20 that they got paid for that day. Right? So, I'm like, all right, y'all. We had to get up at 0:30 and get on a yellow bus, a school bus or whatever, and be transported to this place to pick strawberries. Let me tell you something. I'm from Gary, Indiana. And I know my history. I'm just saying. I know my history and I know my people. And I tell you what, there is no way on God's green earth I'm ever picking a thing again. Because those same cousins, they had a crabapple tree behind their house. Me being from the city or whatever, I'm like, man, these crab apples, these things are good. I got me a whole bowl of them. They're about this size, right? They're green. I got me a whole bowl of those, washed them off and everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm eating crab apples. And you know, I did not know. I'm 13. I did not know that crab apples give you the shh. So, therefore, that's what I had, right? So, I'm 13. Fast forward to maybe 20, 30 years. That same aunt, she had moved back up to Gary. The first time she saw me, she didn't recognize me. And I'm like, hey, auntie, it's me, right? The first thing out her mouth, it was not, hey, baby, how you doing? Hey, I miss you. I love you. Which I knew that wasn't going to be. However, the first thing out her mouth was, oh, that's you? And said my government name. And said, the last time I remember you, you were BMing on yourself. Now, you know that's in Mississippi. You were BMing on yourself. So I'm like, wow. And this is from all my everybody, okay? And the thing of it is, well, I'm an adult at that time. Because, you know, like I said, that's 20, 30 years later that I had to go back home. And no worries. That's all. That's the first and only thing that you have to say after not seeing me for about 20, 30 years. Okay, cool. That's what your memory of me is. All right. So, mind you all, I flew home and I stayed at the Radisson Hotel in Maryville. The night before I was about to fly home, my cousin, the daughter of that same aunt who ridiculed me the night before, stated that they were taking her to the emergency room because she could not stop on herself. So, you know, I'm just saying, you see how the universe works? When I was younger, I would fight my battles, okay? I'm fighting. Now that I'm older, God is who fights my battles. I leave it alone. And y'all gonna see that in another video because someone hit my car that I just got. But anyway, I digress for a second. Another thing that I never thought that I would see in my lifetime, only. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You have to be very careful on YouTube because you don't want it to be you don't want to mess up you do not want to not mess up, but you do not want to go against the community guidelines, and that's on your language and the words that you say and everything. So you have to be very careful. For those of you who are not content creators, that is to you. So traveling as a little girl, my mother would take us on trips and stuff. Like she took us to the Florence Hotel and things like that. And growing up, I went to probably every museum in Chicago, and you know, field trips and all that. So we went to traveling through the southern states, and that's one of the reasons I never wanted to be in the South. Never wanted to live in the South. I don't care what southern state it was. I don't care if the year was 2055. I do not care. I don't care if it was like a total recall situation. I never wanted to live in the South because I've never seen any southern place really progress as far as my standards are concerned when it comes to community relations and stuff. So, anyway, I never thought that I would see that, but I'm grateful to be able to see that because that was a part of history. I remember traveling and stopping at a rest stop or a gas station or whatever. We stopped at where we stopped at, and going to use the bathroom. And I remember the signs in the at the bathroom door. I remember the signs at the fountain. Okay, so. I never thought that I would see that in my lifetime. You know, I never thought that I would see the heartbreak that bestowed so many black families during the unaliving of JFK and Martin Luther King Jr. I never thought that I would see such sorrow throughout a community, and especially in my household. My mother, I remember the day. I remember sitting, I remember where I was, I remember what I was doing and everything. I may not remember what clothes I had on, but I remember what I was doing and stuff, because you know, every black household had those murals of JFK or Martin Luther King Jr. If it was wasn't a mural. It was, on like a blanket. If it wasn't one like that, it was a picture. Don't play. Y'all know. Remember? Do you remember the time? But anyway, I never thought that I would see that. In my lifetime, I never thought that would, I never thought that in my lifetime that I would see society question what is a woman. I never thought that there would have to be a question or proof or providing proof, you know. I never thought that I would see something like that. And I want to put this out there, a disclaimer from myself. I love people. I like people of all races, ethnicities, nationalities, economic background, all this. I have mingled and with all different type of backgrounds of people. We are all different cultures, different ways of doing things. But one thing is for sure, when that thing came up, that question came up about what is a woman, I just want to leave anybody with a question in their mind, what is a woman, and why I feel that a transitioning woman is different than a born biological woman. And I'm just going to leave you with this. I'm not going to go into a whole debate, and because I could say so many things, blah, 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 blah. I can go from A to Z, from 1 to 100, whatever. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say this. What is a woman? It's going to be the same thing, same question as if I was to ask a man, what is a male? And my thing is this. Regardless of what a person may physically change themselves into, and right now we're talking about going to a woman, all right? Whatever transition you change yourself into, whether you want to be, like what a circus animal, whether you want to have the cat features. You know how some of these people they put things in their cheekbones, and there they may want to look like Satan himself. All that, and you can change the name. You can change your name. You can change your name and label yourself however you want to label and name yourself. But the honest truth is, your brain, your mentality, your I want you to remember this, okay? A person can change, this is my opinion. A person can change their gender to anything that they want it to be, right? Physically, the outside. However, will always have the thought process, the emotions, the personality, the foresight, the mentality, the emotions, the thinking process. You don't hear me now. The inside, internal mentality is going to be the gender in which they were born. So you can change yourself all you want to. I can change myself, and I'm just giving examples. This is not towards anyone in specific. I'm just going over questions that I have for myself, and I'm just answering them, okay? And the thing of it is this. For example, I can change myself, and I say, hey, you know what? I want to look like a chimpanzee. So what I want you to do is I want you to enlarge my lips. I want you to hook my nose up like a chimp. I want you to do my ears. That's all I want you to do. Okay? And I'm a chimp. I'm going to call myself a chimp. Just like that other chimp that was actually born a chimp. You see? So when I do that, make those physical changes, I can say, this is what's going to happen though. Listen up. This is what's going to happen. I could say I'm a chimp, but am I going to be able to do all the things that a chimp does? Am I going to be able to think like a chimp? So therefore, I should be able to go into the wild and live like a chimp. Because I'm a chimp now, right? Don't call me nothing else. Don't you call me no human no more. You call me a chimp. All right? So I'm a chimp like the other biological chimps or all the other chimps. So I'm just saying. I mean, really. Come on now. Think about it. And it's not being discriminatory towards anyone, because I'm going to tell you, if you knew me, you would know that I don't discriminate towards anyone. You be whoever you want to be. You label yourself as whoever you want to be. You be all you can be. Okay? That's my motto. As long as you're not messing with me or mine, I'm good. You know something that I really, really never thought that I would see in my lifetime? I never ever... I got to pace on this one. Because I was in my bed one morning. 9 a.m. Okay? Something about that 9 a.m. Because I was in my bed at 9 a.m. when another catastrophe hit. But I was in my bed at 9 a.m. when my daughter, who was living home at the time, came into my room and said, Mom, do you know that Louisiana is underwater? And what was the first thing I said? I said, no, I said, what do you mean? She said, Mom, it is underwater. I said, no, not in this day and age. Not in this day and age. Nothing like that can happen because I'm thinking in my head, we too advanced in the United States of America for a state or anything to be underwater. Okay? So that was a great shock to me. And I really felt, you know how you have survivor's guilt? I felt guilty at one point seeing the suffrage of those of human beings and needing and wanting help, and there's another human being, I couldn't do anything about it. And I was in my warm bed, and I felt guilty. But I can tell you, Louisiana, I'm so glad that you're back in stride again, baby. I'm so glad you're back in stride again. All right, babe. Yeah, baby. I'm so glad you're back in stride again. Yes, sir. All right, you know what? Y'all, I'm almost done, y'all, but just stay with me. If you're cooking, whatever you're doing, just listen to the audio, okay? Stay with me. All right, fam. We got to get this algorithm going. All right, y'all know I need some subscribers so I can go ahead and get monetized so we can really, really have some fun. I cannot wait to have some fun with you all, my YouTube family. I really cannot. Okay, y'all, so check this out. I never thought that I would experience or be around to see in my lifetime a black president. A black president. Oh, no, a black president, y'all. I never thought that I would see a black president, but I did. And when he was elected, I went outside my house like millions of others like me and screamed to the top of my lungs, "My president is a black man!" Do y'all know that? What you know about that? But y'all, I never thought that I would be able to see. But once a black vice president, but not only a black vice president, but a woman vice president. But I kind of did after Obama. I was like, yeah, okay, that's when I thought anything is possible. Any and everything is possible. But speaking of that, let me tell you, speaking of black this and black that, I support you if you're a good person. I support your business if you have the services that I need, and your customer service is up to par, things of that nature. We can have a good rapport. I don't care what color you are, because sometimes you can't always support your own, because that's when some of them get a little beside themselves. That's the truth. So, I never in a million years, I said I never in a million years would have thought, who would have thunk it, who would have thought that we would have had a panoramic. Like I said, y'all, I have to be careful of certain words and stuff, okay? So just work with a sister, all right? I never thought, that I would see what I read about. A panoramic that would set the entire nation, that would jeopardize the entire nation. I never thought that I would even, who would have thunk it? Not me. I never thought that I would have been around to see something like that. Thank God it didn't last for years and years and years like the bee plague, but thank God, thank God, thank God. But you know something about that? If you check out an episode of Law and Order from the 90s, the mid-90s, they have an episode on that very subject, what we just went through. Can you believe it? I'm sure you can, because history does repeat itself, doesn't it? Sometimes you just don't know when it's going to repeat itself. But usually history does repeat itself. Hello. So, I'm almost done, y'all. Just work with a sister. I really appreciate y'all being in here enjoying what I'm saying, okay? So, the other question. I never thought that I would be around to see such a selfish and manipulative society. I never thought that I would be around to see such horrendous acts of violence being displayed towards parents, towards children, towards grandparents, towards babies, infants, the elderly. I never thought that I would see such turmoil amongst neighbors and such separation among neighbors. That saying, good neighbors, good fences make better neighbors. I used to wonder why people would You know how you be driving and you see a house here and then you may not see another house for miles down the road. And I used to be like, you know what, they probably related. You know, they probably bought this up, you know, together. Not together, but they're probably related and stuff like that. And I used to wonder, why would people want to live so far away from others? You know, I used to think about, well, they have to go get some milk right quick. You know, they got to go 20 miles before they even get some milk. But as I got older, and now that I'm even older, I see. I really see and I understand. To all of you all that are frontier homesteaders, so to speak, that are homesteaders, or you live, you know, like in the country out by yourself and things like that, I want to apologize to you greatly. You hear me? Because I didn't understand before. But the longer I live, the more I understand. Sometimes you have to just stay to yourself as to not cause yourself any harm. And by that I mean cause yourself any harm, meaning going to jail, being hurt, or hurting someone, because people don't know how to mind their own damn business. I am so tired of nosy people. I don't deal with you, ma'am. I don't deal with you, sir. I don't want no, I just don't have the patience. Never have had the patience for bull. And I can tell right before there's even a full conversation whether or not I even want to talk to that person. Now I know, thank you Jesus, that I don't look like what I've been through. I may not even look my age. But that's where it comes in, that's where respecting people regardless. Respecting people regardless of how old you think they are, whether they may be attracted to you or not attracted to you. Treat people with respect. It doesn't cost anything to treat people with respect. And you know what? I've just never seen so many, like I said, a selfish society, and then selfish young people and stuff too. Ungrateful. I just never seen it. But I've seen some old, I see some old fools too. Y'all remember, 25 is when the frontal lobe develops. Okay? That's why they be doing so much foolishness before 25. Not to give them an excuse, but that is a reason. Along with their upbringing, their culture, you know, how they were brought up, things of that nature. So anyway, my last one is, I ain't never seen so many, I never thought that I would see the time where I see so many young people who don't want to work. Who don't want to work. I have never seen so many young people that do not want to work, y'all. And if in the job that they have, they want to do the bare minimum. The bare minimum. In their job, most of the jobs, their jobs are either on social media or doing something illegal or blah, 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 blah. But I've never seen so many young, brilliant minds that don't want to work. Y'all make sure y'all comment down below. Y'all thank you so much for watching. And that's just my opinion and my experience. Y'all have a great day and stay blessed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Make sure you subscribe, please. And thank you. Stay blessed.